Disco rap, or what we know as hip hop, has been an ever changing genre since it was formed in the 1960s. Today, we know plenty of hip hop artists that have made it big: Lil Uzi Vert, Playboi Carti, Central C, Flo Milli, and plenty of others. People immersed in the culture now know these names, but not many know the people that made hip hop what it is today.
David Mays and John Schechter were two Jewish men who attended Harvard University. In 1998, they became fascinated with the style and culture of hip-hop. In their junior year, they started Street Beats, a radio show on their campus channel about all things hip-hop. Before this, they put together $200 and created a music tip sheet they named The Source, which they quickly released after starting the radio show. They created a mailing list for The Source from their own listeners.
In less than a year, they went from black and white to full magazine color printing. In 2 years after their graduation, they moved to New York City and started doing The Source full-time. By this point, they had 15,000 readers. They call themselves the voice of the rap music industry, which people had issues with, as they wanted to exploit the market and the potential of hip-hop. They went from reaching out to local DJs and let them write columns in exchange for promoting the magazine to featuring specific hip-hop artists and reviewing songs. A lot of people stopped reading the magazine for selling out, but their newfound mission made them the magazine for hip-hop, culture, and politics.
The Source was a template for hip hop magazines at the time. Their rebrand brought in so many readers, some of them being people in the hip hop industry. They started featuring fashion, record release dates, photo shoots, and big hip hop names, and a 5-mic rating system for songs. They got so big that they even created an award show called the Source Awards. The Source Awards was a hip hop music awards show from the 90s to the 2000s. Some of the notable things that happened during these shows were fights breaking out and tension between the East and West Coast record labels.
The East Coast don't love Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg. The East Coast ain't got no love for Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg and Death Row. Y'all don't love us. Y'all don't love us.
The Source was already getting in trouble with the award shows, but one of the original creators of The Source made it even worse. In college, David and John asked two friends to join them in the creation of the magazine. One of them was named Raymond Scott, aka Benzino. Benzino was arrested in Miami during the Source Awards and also was one of the editors who chose the 5-mic rating system in the magazine. Life After Death by Biggie Smalls, The Blueprint by Jay-Z, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy by Kanye West, all of these were rated 5 mics by Benzino and the editors. This column was unfavorable. Most people disagreed and thought they were too harsh on the rating system.
One of these people was Eminem. He didn't receive a 5-mic rating for his Marshall Mathers LP and started dissing the magazine. Benzino said that Eminem wanted to discredit black and Latino artists by being a white man in the hip-hop industry, that he wasn't true to rap culture. Eminem created 3 diss tracks: The Sauce, Nail in the Coffin, and Bully. The Stage Magazine editors released a tape of young Eminem saying racial slurs against black people and women.
And so many times I might get thrown, and here's a place where I like to roam. And all the girls that I like to bone have the big butts. No, they don't, cause I don't like that shit. I just here to make a bigger hit. When I be kicking, the hype is dope as round this day.
So Eminem sued The Source for defamation of character. The Source distributed the racist lyrics, causing Eminem to withdraw his lawsuit. At first, Benzino saw this as a win for The Source, but continued his feud with Eminem. Benzino was forced to step down from his role as co-owner. The feud wasn't bringing any good publicity to the magazine and was harming it. All because one person decided to have an ongoing fight with Eminem because he was white, despite the creators of The Source being white.
Today, The Source has switched online rather than printing magazines. The Source paved the way for media outlets to cover and write about hip-hop and created a widespread love of it. It paved the way and showed support to artists that were rising up like Dr. Dre.
Dr. Dre was mentioned throughout the magazine. His album 2001 received 4.5 mics and was re-rated to 5. Dre is a producer and songwriter, but he got his start in NWA, a rap group with explicit lyrics about violence and street life. The group consisted of Eazy-E, Ice Cube, MC Ren, and DJ Yella. In '92, he released his first solo album, The Chronic, under Death Row Records. Death Row Records was the best hip-hop label according to The Source. It won awards for it. The album made him one of the best-selling artists at the time. He started working with Snoop Dogg and then started producing with Snoop under Death Row and went quadruple platinum with Doggy Style. He started mentoring Warren G and Daz Dillinger, leading them to multi and double platinum albums.
In '96, he left Death Row to make his own label, Aftermath Entertainment. He signed names like Eminem, 50 Cent, and was ranked 56 on the Rolling Stones list of 100 greatest artists of all time. Dre went from Compton making music about the violence and life there to living in the Valley, being a notable rapper, artist, and producer. After working with Snoop and various other artists, he started making songs about peace and truth between gangs. He helped the gang peace movement into the mainstream and drove hardcore rap into the pop realm. Dre was covering all his bases and made people who weren't cultured in hip-hop discover Dre and Snoop on G-Thang and went to listen to more. It created a widespread audience of new hip-hop lovers.
Dr. Dre and The Source paved the way for artists like Tyler the Creator, Kendrick Lamar, Joey Badass, Denzel Curry, and Netspend. Without them, hip-hop wouldn't be as big as it is today.